Welcome back, everybody. Been a kind of busy last few days, but we're getting everything all worked out. Here in the next few days, we'll be getting our Lux Twin Peaks tent in, and we're slowly getting everything all ready to go. We're giving a really good test out here in the backyard, make sure everything all works, and then we'll bring it out in the woods and give it a try. Hello, everybody. Today we're testing out the Coleman Trailhead 2 cot. It is supposed to be able to handle maximum height about 6'2", up to 300 pounds. And I tell you what, this thing is a rugged little thing. The biggest problem with it is it's really hard put together, especially the two end caps. And you almost have to use something to pry it. But this is a tough little thing. This will flat, keep you comfortable. I'm really impressed with it. Yeah, for about $30, this is really a good purchase. It's about 17 inches off the ground. It is really sturdy, and it seems like it's gotten easier to put together after taking it apart, putting it back together about 3 or 4 times. So if you're like me and you're 60 years old and you're tired of laying in the grass and on the ground on hard surfaces, this is really a good alternative. This is certainly not like anything we used to have in the military. This thing is actually sturdy. I'd say it's lunchtime, everybody. Today we'll be testing out some Mountain House lasagna with meat sauce. It says about 1 3/4 cups of water, so we're going to give this a try and see just how good it is. Everybody says it's really wonderful. Remember to take out the little packet here, the moisture humidifier packet, otherwise it'll be not very appetizing. You take a look inside there, and it really it's pretty healthy, man. Really decent serving. So we'll give it a whirl here in a few minutes and serve it up on our camp plate. Okay, now we're going to seal it up for about 8 or 9 minutes, and then we'll give it a taste test. But I'll tell you what, if there's such thing as smell-o-vision, this is incredible, man. This really actually smells like a home-cooked meal. Really a chilly day here in Eastern Virginia. It looks like the weather's going to change, and here we are waiting our 8 to 9 minutes to eat our Mountain House lasagna for lunch. And I'll tell you what, man, even the package gives off some serious heat. And if it smells, it tastes as good as it smells, man, Mountain House, you've hit it out of the park again. Okay, Mountain House, I gotta tell you what, this lasagna is good. All right, you guys really did a good job on this. Lunch is come and gone. We've packed up the Coleman cot there, and you see it comes in its own little carrying case, and that's about it right there. So for all that comfort, fits right up in that neat little bag. Well, good morning, everybody. Kind of a semi-wet day here in Eastern Virginia. It rained a little bit overnight. We got some major weather changes coming up in the next couple days, maybe even some snow. So the old Teton bug bivy here, kind of drying it out because the grass was wet and everything. Still looking forward to getting our Lux Twin Peaks tent in this coming week. I'll keep everybody apprised. Today we're working on some modifications to this old homemade DIY hot tent stove. See if we can't get the remainder of this camping season out of it before we buy a new one of those factory jobs. Okay, we got our custom made little chimney to go into our DIY hot tent stove, and it worked out pretty good. Got little support things on it that will keep it from swaying in the wind. And this should work really nicely. Little cables on there, and the heat should be off that. Shouldn't be no problem at all. All right, I'm going to have to say this project is about as good as we can get it for right now. We'll just have to wait for the tent to make some modifications. And what you can see here is we've basically just cut some soup cans, both ends off of it, and cut it right down the middle. Made them adapters where 2 different types of poles can fit together. And we've already test fired it, and it grew pretty good. So we'll have to see how everything goes. Okay, well, I've decided to go ahead and try to create like a little bit of a spark arrestor type of a thing, and keep the wind from blowing down the pipe. And what I've decided to do is drill holes in either end of these cans and attach them together, and then I'll put it at the very top of the pole and pull the lid over kind of halfway, and just kind of rotate it to whichever way the wind is blowing at that given time. I think it might work. We'll see. Yeah, these little homemade spark arresters and wind blockers, I think they really do nice. It's got a little concave end on each one of these cans, and the holes line up and won't let any big sparks come through, and blocks the wind somewhat, and can be moved around. Depending upon which way the wind is blowing. So, I mean, it's a DIY, but there you go. Well, the old tent shelter has really served us pretty good. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it, but I had a lot of fun in this old thing, and I might just keep it around. I don't know. With the new tent coming in, we'll see. The tarp seen better days and everything else, but we had a lot of fun in here. Yeah, I guess I could always keep this old shelter around, and when I want to break out the ham radios and get away from all the interference inside the house. Yeah, this might be a neat little place, especially when it's not raining. Keep the wind off you and the sun off of you. So that might be an idea. I'd consider that. Well, good morning, everybody. Another rainy day here in Virginia, so we're doing some inside stuff right now. But here's a little interesting fact that you probably didn't know about the Mountain House meals. At the bottom of each one of the little packs, it'll have a little camping wisdom for you, and each one's a little bit different. And this particular one says, don't try to make friends with raccoons. They will just charge at you, steal your food, and laugh about it with their friends behind your back. Some other things that you can do with these things is once you've finished eating them, you wash them out. They're waterproof, so you can store electronics in it, matches in it, or anything else that you really don't want to get wet. And if you're out of like dry tinder, duff, or anything like that, these things will really take a flame good and start a fire. I would like to invite everybody to join us on a Facebook page. Once a Marine, always a Marine. It's a closed group. It's no politics, no BS. It's just a bunch of old Marine veterans that we're just trying to reconnect and tell our story of our times in the Corps and share some pictures and some stories. So if you want to, come on over and we'll get you in, and hopefully you'll enjoy it, and we can grow this group and keep connected. Yeah, we can still hear the pitter patter of the rain, and it's going to get cold here very shortly. The birds are wide open doing their thing, and we're inside the old tent enclosure. We should be getting our Lux Twin Peak tent, a true four-season hot tent with a stove jack already installed Tuesday or so, just in time for some heavy-duty cold weather to come into Virginia, Eastern Virginia. So I would like to encourage all of y'all to watch out for the video, join us, subscribe when you see it, and we'll have a little fun and test this thing out here and on the property, and then maybe eventually take it out into the woods. Have a little fun here as 2020 ends. It's certainly been a year, so I'll keep everybody, bring everybody back when anything changes. We got a couple more things that we're going to attend to today, and get ready for the new tent coming, and make some adjustments to it and get everything all cleaned up, straightened up. You can hear the pitter patter of the rain out there. I don't think we're going to get a whole lot done out here today, so it's going to be pretty much stuck inside this old tent enclosure, or probably in the shed. And I'd hope to get the yard kind of cleaned up, and make some more preparations for the tent to come, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So, but I guess it's better than being 100 degrees. I'm more of a cold weather person. Well, if you need any sleep aid, here's some pitter patter of the rain. We should listen to this for a little while. Now this will flat put you to sleep on a night. Okay, we'll say goodbye for now. I'd like to remind everybody here, probably end of this week, we might have a tent in, hopefully, should be. And we'll do a little bit of hot tenting, for a DIY stove, and see how everything goes, and invite everybody along. So take care. Be safe.